What is going on, YouTube? I am Lamont at Large. Today we are in Oberlin, Louisiana. Across the street from me, Oakland Springs Cemetery. The reason why I'm here is that a couple of years back, this very cemetery that I'm across the street from right now refused burial to the family of one Daryl Semien, a former Allen Parish Sheriff's deputy. The reason why is because Officer Semien was black. I'm going to tell you the story very briefly. Let's get right into it. We're going to go back to December of 2020. 55-year-old Allen Parish Sheriff's Deputy Daryl Semien is not feeling too well. He goes to the doctor and he gets some of the most terrible news you'd ever want to receive in your life. News that some of us have gotten before and would never want to wish on our worst enemy. And that is that he has cancer and is terminal. Now, I don't know if the doctor gave him X amount of months to live, but once somebody tells you that you're going to die, as scary as that is and is going to be, you have to be a man of the house, and you have to get things situated. That is something that sometimes crosses through my mind, and sometimes, like many of us out there, you don't want to think about it. So Mr. Semien made specific instructions to his family that he wanted to be buried at this very cemetery where I'm at right now, the Oakland Springs Baptist Cemetery. So I want to say after the prognosis, not even 6 weeks passed before he lost his life on January 24th of 2021. After he died, Mr. Semien's family came to the cemetery to buy a plot to have their father buried here. So his wife, Carla, came here and she wanted to purchase a plot as per his wishes. This woman tells Mrs. Semien that we cannot sell you a plot. Your husband cannot be buried here. And the reason why is because we don't allow black people to be buried here. I can imagine that you are kind of like thinking to yourself, like, what the heck is this woman talking about? Maybe they heard her wrong. But she pulls out the bylaws of this cemetery that was printed and made in the 50s. And it does state in those bylaws that, just to use so many words that is in that contract, if you will, that only white human beings could be buried here. White human beings. Disgusting. And so they took their business somewhere else. Can you imagine? When something tragic like that, like a family member, your best friend, your husband dies, and you come to the cemetery, how utterly tragic and heartbreaking it is to be turned down by nothing else by the color of his skin. And guys, let me just say this. This is a man that, I don't care what color he was, if you needed help, I bet you if that woman that told them no needed help, if somebody was breaking into her home, she wouldn't mind Officer Semien showing up. And I will say this for the cemetery and for the church associated with it. When this hit the news, The board members of this cemetery did not know that this woman, whoever this woman was, did that. Now, she was, quote, relieved of her duties. And they immediately got a meeting together and changed the bylaws of the cemetery to where they now allow people of all colors to be buried here. But honestly, who's going to want to come here now after what has happened? If I didn't read it, maybe I partly would not believed it, but then again, you know, places like in the South, a little bit behind the times. A little bit behind the times. Before Mr. Semien became a sheriff's deputy, he was a crane operator for about 20 years. And after that, he got a job with the Dewey Police Department before getting a job with the Allen Parish Deputies Sheriff's Department. In his free time, he liked fixing old cars, fixing old motorcycles. He loved fishing, being outside, and he loved the Zydeco music. And he was a foster parent to over 70 children in the 16 years that he was doing that. And this is his final resting place right here. That is a great picture of him. I just want to say this first and foremost. I want to reiterate that the other cemetery did change their bylaws. I'm not making excuses for them. However, I'm thinking that some people, racist people in the 50s, wrote those bylaws, and then as they died off and new people came on board, nobody really looked at the language in those contracts. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because the president of the Oberlin Springs Cemetery Association, Craig Vizena, I'm sorry if I mistook his name, he seemed pretty sympathetic, and he was very apologetic in his interview with the local TV news station here in the Oberlin area. And he even offered one of his own plots to the Semien family, but they were just done with the whole matter. So rest in peace to Deputy Darrell Semien. Yeah. Very sad story through and through, but I'm sure he was a good man, and it's a shame that his family had to go through that. So my condolences. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. I'm hitting the road. I will catch up with you on the next vlog. I hope to see you there. And guys, remember, tomorrow is promised to no man or woman. You should always wake up and live that day like it's gonna be your last.